You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I'm glad that you've joined me today. I don't know where you're at or where you're listening from or what you're doing, but here I'm recording in my studio here in South Carolina. It's a beautiful blue skies Saturday. A little chilly. All the leaves are turning bright reds. It's fall. And I love fall. So, I wanted to talk about our decision making as business people. And I want to tell you this, and I want you to take this very, very seriously. Never make business decisions based on emotions or anger. Those two human traits can destroy business relationships with people who you should never burn bridges with. I have dealt with so many different people in my life as a business person who just one little tiny thing can set them off. And they've immediately burned the bridge because they reacted by taking emotion and anger and putting it into action. And as human beings, it's very hard for us to not do this. Sometimes we forget about the art of listening and understanding exactly what is happening at that very moment in time. There are times when you're having a discussion and you say, okay, I'm going to have to make changes, and here's the reason why. But the person that is on the other side of the table doesn't hear the part, and here's the reason why. And nor do they follow along with you, because immediately in their mind, they're taking it as an attack on them. And it's not an attack on them. But because they're making a decision based on emotion, they've blocked out everything else that you've said. And we do the same thing. Sometimes when an employee or a customer or a client comes into our office, we kind of know their history. And when they begin talking, we kind of shut them down in our heads. And our ears begin to tune them out. And we forget about listening to everything that they're saying and not just bits and pieces. And then we begin making a decision based on emotions and sometimes even anger because of what that individual said. And when that happens, sometimes we lose the client or we lose a relationship with the employee or the vendor, and it becomes not good for us. I've always told my people, take the issue, put it to the side, get a cup of coffee, sit down and start listening. It's the only way that you can resolve the issue. Gosh, I know that I have hundreds and hundreds of people that come through my office during tax season. And I listen to all kinds of different stories. And sometimes I have the tendency of shutting out what is really being said when I really should be listening because of their decision-making process on their personal financial tax issues. and I forget to repeat back to them what I just heard them say. And then go into a proactive mode of trying to guide them along in their decision process. It's really easy for us as business people to get angry. I remember, my gosh, I used to have a staffing company. And it was a healthcare staffing company. And we brought these individuals over from the Philippines to begin working as licensed registered nurses in a medical facility. And the problem with it is that people begin talking to these individuals and saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then the nurse comes back to you and begins to make all these statements that have no foundation whatsoever. It's just that they've heard it from somebody else. And I remember I used to become so angry at them because they would not listen to what I was telling them. They had already made up their mind. They had already listened to someone else who knew nothing about taxation, who knew nothing about the rules and laws of working in the United States and in California. But they would go off onto these tangents. And I would become so angry instead of actually listening to what they were saying and giving them better advice from what I heard. The art of listening has got to be thought about more and more. That's why I'm trying to tell you, never make a business decision based on emotions and anger, because you will fail every single time. But if you listen, you can literally hear what that person is saying, then repeat it back to them and say, this is what I hear that you're saying. However, this is the approach that I would suggest you take. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, but it doesn't apply to your business. So we have to change it slightly so that we are in compliance. If we just listened and then said, this is what I hear you saying, am I correct? You will go a long ways in your business in making really good, logical business decisions based on your listening ability and what you've heard. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any question you may have. If I don't know the answer, I promise you I'll find the answer. Everybody go out and have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of business and taxes.